Well, hello. So, just ignore that. Trying to date, well, the first one is trying to date if I really try to so, life with love, and just make proper time to just stick with a future as well. It gets rather alone, right? So, it's great to have people to so anyways, just volume levels and hello. 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 I don't understand what is it capturing the audio. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna do mock writing and see how it will work out. Oh, okay. Mock writing. Mock writing. You didn't hear this. It is weird. Yeah, basically, yeah, anyways. So, basically, I like to start either really, well, really the last program, then I'll do the book if I know what to do. If I don't know what to do, I can start the 30 minutes, and then you can move for first steps where either the reading of the planning is for about 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes of how it goes. Fuck.
Hello, that's much better actually. I would just talk like this. What was that really? Oh my god. Just check if this works. Sometime, some way. No, doesn't work. Shit. Hello. That doesn't work, but it's so quiet for now. So quiet. That I can hear myself in this room. Hello. Gotta say, it's much harder to act as if you're writing than actually writing. It is weird. I hope you heard me. Oh shit. I've forgotten what I wrote. Oh my god. I gave this guy a weird name. Oh shit. Gotta change that. Gotta do that. If I didn't streaming, right? Right. So now that I've tested the writing part of the assignment, let me just check how the reading shit goes, eh? So I'm gonna read some stories, yeah? Which one would you like? Some the Arabian folk tales or Irish folk tales? If you haven't noticed my channel, I mean, I'm really into folk tales these days, and I'm loving it. So, so this guy, yeah. Okay, should I read from here? Okay, let me just refresh my memory of these tales, yeah. Let me see which one I really like. Broncos, nice. Hugh Helen. Hugh Helen is quite nice. Oh, the more what's treasure. Let me read that. Let me just read that. Shall we? Yeah, wait. More what's treasures 96. 96. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. So, Moruad's treasure. Now, Moruad, you'll say, what the fuck is that? Well, Moruad became Marwad, and then it became Mermaid. So, yeah, the mermaid's treasure. Um, this and a lot of like Irish, Scottish, English folktales uh, contributed to the mermaid myth, but this is like one of the first like myths that heavily contributes to that myth, as you will see. Like the Ariel thing, Disney heavily inspired from this. Anyways, um, I'm gonna try an Irish accent. I don't know why. I just want to. I just want to. And you can tell me no because you don't exist. Anyways. 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 Uh, Donald. Donald. Donald was wondering. Sorry, Donald, Connor, muttered. Donald was wandering along the beach one day when he came upon a beautiful marwad sitting on a rock, combing her golden hair. A red hat, a red hat, without which she couldn't travel back to her home under the sea, was lying on the rock beside her. The sun was glistening off the shine iridescent scales of her tail, and Jack thought he had never in his life seen such a beautiful sight. He invited the Morwa home for dinner. And she told him stories of her life under the sea. Would you like to come and see my home? She asked. Would you like to come and see my home? He asked. I could come to the rocks again tomorrow. I could come to the rocks again tomorrow and take you there. Take you there. The next day, the next day, jo- Donald waited. Donald waited. Donald waited at the rocks for the Morwat. For the Morwat. When she arrived, I mean, I'm doing a really bad Irish accent. I'm trying hard, believe me. Yeah, of course. Yes. So basically, what has happened is Donald Boy saw this beautiful mermaid sitting on the beach, and he was like, "Wow!" And she was like, and she was also spending up sitting by him. He invited her for dinner, and she said, "I'll tell you stories of my life under the sea. Would you like to come and see my home?" She asked, and I would come to the rocks again tomorrow and take you there. The next day, Donald waited at the rocks for the morrow. When she arrived, when she arrived, she handed him a red hat, just like hers, and he had put it on. When she arrived, when she arrived, she handed him a red hat, just like hers. When he had put it on, she took his hand and they swam away together. So this mermaid had a red hat, and she brought one for him too. And with the magic of the red hat, they were able to go under the sea where the mermaid lived. Down, down they went, down they went until they came, down they went until they came to a dry area under, down they went and they found a dry area under the sea. Here was a little town, a very narrow one, and talks, talks. They came to a dry area under the sea. Here was a little town, a very narrow. I'm just gonna switch accents because I'm shit at this one. Anyways, let's do a South American, like American South. Down their way until they came to a dry area under the water. There was a little town with many narrow, winding streets. The houses had roofs made of shell and all kinds of seaweed growing in the gardens instead of the trees. Marwa led Donald up long narrow street to her home. As soon so now they've gone to the sea. They found a dry area like a SpongeBob shit city under the sea. There wasn't a pineapple, but yeah, they lived. They had houses and the houses had roofs and shit of shells and all kinds of seaweeds were growing in the garden instead of trees. So basically, the forests were seaweeds. Marwad led down up a long, narrow street to her home. As soon as she had closed the front door, Donald could see. Oh, this is the real good part. Donald could see that there were chests overflowing gold and silver in all the rooms. Donald gasped. He said, "Where on earth did you get that? Get all the treasure. Get all that treasure." "Oh, it comes from the shipwrecks," Morwad replied. "Nobody need it anymore. Nobody need it anymore. It looks so pretty here." After a good dinner of fish, the Morwad brought Donald home and said she would come back to the rocks one day soon. Donald went to the rocks every day and waited. When the Morwad didn't appear, he realized that he had fallen in love with her. And it had to be said, with all her wonderful treasures, if you know what I mean. No, no, there no. He really meant the treasure, silver, gold, and shit. One day, just as he was about to give up, there she was sitting on the rocks, combing her beautiful golden hair. And this time, Donald asked her to marry him. How fucking bold of him, I suppose. "Oh, I'm not sure about that," said the Morwat. "I would miss my home and all my pretty things." "You can bring your treasure here to decorate the house," said Donald. Donald was a smart man, as you can see. He was like, bring some treasure home, uh, we can spruce up this shit. There's plenty of room. And there's certainly brighten the place up. Why don't you bring everything here to my house?" So the Morwad agreed to marry him. She made a few trips back to her home under the sea, bringing a large chest full of treasure. Each time she returned, I wonder if this somehow, somewhere connects to dowry. That's just how my brain works. I mean, large chest full of treasures each time she returned. I mean, that sounds like dowry to me. Anyways, so Donald's house, this guy, Donald's house, was full of treasure. He and the Morwad were married. At first, they were very happy, of course. Then the Morwad began to pine for her friends. Of course, she was bored on fucking land. He's a fish. Well, half fish, for God's sake. And her home in the little town under the sea. Donald was afraid that she'd leave him, taking all the treasure with her. He hid her red hat. So Donald, my boy, was afraid. He was like, "Oh, I tricked her to bring the treasure. Now she gonna bring it back." So he hid her hat, magical hat that she needed to get back into the fucking sea. Anyways, he hid her red hat because he knew that she wouldn't return. She couldn't return to the sea without it. But Moruat pined and pined. "If I can't go home, I'll soon die," she said. Donald was worried that she'd find her hat one day and would leave him along with all her treasure. He moved the hat to an even safer place and he carried all the treasure into One room. He had a huge lock made for that room. Nobody will be able to get their hands on that, he said to himself. By this time, the Morwad had seen where Donald had hidden her hat. Bad move by Donald of moving the hat, so he saw it. And one night, when he was fast asleep, she took it and crept out of the house. When Donald woke up and found the Morwad had gone, he knew that he would never see her again. Oh well, he said, when he saw that lock on the door of his treasure room hadn't been disturbed. I'll still have all the treasure. I'll be rich till the end of my days. But Donald was like, yeah, he was a player. He's like, fuck it. She's gone, but I have the treasure, no? When he went into the room, it was completely bare, empty. That was the last he saw of the Marwad or any of her kind. The end. I guess that is a happily ever after, don't you think? I hope the Marwad's well. Actually, the fish should probably will. Should probably be okay, don't you think? Anyways, so that concludes our trial stream for today. I'll check this if this actually worked. I think it did. Surprisingly, yeah. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate. Anyways, let me just. Nope. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. So that's that. Ciao.